Amanyosem nyumadi na guso awo hwe na meka on se fire do e atentam ha na mpanyofo yesi nkunya ne adwe mpanyofo adwe kyerɛ de afansi ma hodo egu apono so ne enkuntabu a yewra sana hene de koto mra hye fie ne ye ponsim pinsim mu ne ahwe se de ne ahwe animu no eno ne atimi ehu ana se de ankura na ahwehwe a finance minister wantumi anya afama yo nkutabu mu fa we se so ye fa so betima kyerɛ wadwe afa nkoma twetwe WhatsApp number da screen so fa na send message betima send message na as many as you want na mom anytime you be send message ni bia no wudi ni bia send message ni free ka ho e de aba na ya kenkan nyina de ama already no ma ho se ebi e de aba bedu ha bre pam no mo ma kenkan nyina e de ama mo bedwafo mama kwaba
yenua
ma me sha se famfiri eye GSO yewra eye citizen atodazi na oye chochofo pagini my Great Consolidated Popular Party GCPP amanyuku sanso ana yewra eye David Kumi Ado ono nso so eye peni kwanchefo a oda so ya ensha banse ke Ghana ene ono so ewo fidie mu a director ba msha se famfiri eye yewra ke Ghana ho efie boko
na me domenu a yetinko
ana no ahye black finance minister de nkuntabu abase wa ahye black.
One say, for me, omo ano omo frɛ say finance minister peba. E wo kwan onam so de ba parliament. Na minim say ye nya hwemfim.
Ah.
Yes, of course, because unim say at the plenary, untumi bisa follow-up question, untumi probe into nia epese hu no. And into one thing that could have helped us pa, say nka ebe form committee. Bipartisan committee na no probe into nia or this can ye one after the other. Now we na poso obe kachire ye no. For me, I'm not satisfied with the explanation of my. Okay. It was like coming to read a statement to us, like media review budget and our budget reading be as one of kind. That's why I say it, because to me can't just say you spent such an amount. And our detour PPs. There's no breakdown. There should be breakdown. MMDs, we should know the amount of money that went there, what the money was spent for. That is what we call accountability. Because when to me, by Jane Crawford Sika, now on police, oh, your mouth 2 million, you open out by ye banny ye bisa, say, then all this can ya, open and our cash. So, and no, it is not an accountability. And then there or parliament in there. Me, I don't see it as an actual accountability here. Sure, Ghana is one of the organizations, and among the people are free for say COVID-19. See, can you be more contact? Because when you are men who name him, Ghana for a share name him. Say, there was a lady in the northern region. I'll be catching and say COVID-19 see can ye chem during the 2020 elections. Where ye denchem and now punch new offense you now say eba be catch denchem and now be catching and say denchem ewu. Meme na me na me ko chinye. So these are the relevant things we ought to know. One in now be catching so ye the 250 million na ko ha ye be school. Ye say COVID about MBA school. You be a school, no, you say I taught Veronica buckets, you taught hand sanitizer, you taught nose mask. I call all schools. Meanwhile, we saw in the news item some of the places crano, even nose mask crano kolani should be Veronica bucket this year, if anything, the other way is liquid soap, I'd be on Columbia Romo Sacra Binio. And how then do you come to tell us this? They should be itemized. Near my this can ye a hen near the year then and no now catch ya because on him offer the year accounting bon near my apostle now jahos uncle. That's not what we are looking for. And into many minority for no and many Ghanaians are calling for say young form a bipartisan a committee. Now made the minyanka and yet an ad hoc committee, the speakers committee. Say nebeya enya ebia majority na edi enim as usual na ye hu no. What I say because on him say LGBTQ A+ whatever committee na ye dey sa ade na show monsa so mo kodi ujuma. Onim say as we speak and there even engagement with the public report into me call plenary.
Sure.
Identity into me call ye. Now you are meeting say speaker I can say any committee head or be train reports no or be so. It's because of these particular attitudes. Sa attitudes here members of parliament ayen to aba mom say munkunku dina ya nemu. Na nia ye hwehwe ne ye interest no be serve because unim a parliament and they have oversight responsibility over the executive. And nothing near koto something to abama parliamentarians no. What I say, na ye frau na umba, ye frau unfo untumi mfo bopo magana fo a ye see ye de sika. Unim say every loan e kwaji yen Ghana for betua.
Sure.
1 billion IMF dem aye no Ghana for ne betua. And until we require say obe accounted to yen, it must be taken serious and with respect. What I say, ye frau went to me amba. Waba nya obe catch ye ni. I think that this one, we cannot accept it in the way it was delivered to us. They will have to come better and properly. And then, you know, I feel, say, it should be a committee, it should be live telecast. To say, a public accounts committee, you know, or Mejuma, no. Say, be a Ghana for Nina Betty, Ghana for Nabeshe. Na yensu yewo, yenya akwenya, parliament, maya akwenya, say, yes, you throw your questions, na yen fambra ni embisano. Because we will have to also participate in this particular way, accountability. Yeah, free, saying, yeah, finance minister honum. So ne be ya ye nyina no, ye benya ye ho ntiase pepepe na obi ankodina ye bi ankaso bi obi abokron no anaso obi edisika enfa kwan paso. Normally, ban say speculative. Now, where there is no information, there is speculation. And into suban way. Ene ne ye say ene ma Ghana for bebre speculate ene yet ne ensakire mpanimfo so say ebia oye kronfo ana ebia oye say ebia na ente sa ebia na mpa ye diskani bi dwumason e ma ye say agenda 111 600 million bi ko honom for design. And there as we speak, me who one of the buildings in the district. I'm from a district. Sa hospital na yesi ama districts no ewo hefa. Ehemfa na yasha say na no ye be catch say the challenge for which I yentumi start is sa we na yentumi dum pempe so ye say yenya asase. Now so your committee sika 600 million. Say yemfa ye designs. So eninti baby a sa agenda 111 na kodu no. As I say finance minister to me catch say bia buildings need to lentil level aho ne edu ana say bia ye sibie wie akase na bia ye ba be plaster ana ye ba be paint ana be we required to know because it is the money of the taxpayer yen yisika ne ye de say anema no ya bobusia ma 30 years na ye be start tua ehun keka ho ene nema enti ye be sre say finance minister ye be da na se waya ade say otumi de san chenchemu e bra yen. Now, so we require more than the other brain. Ye pay every single city. Nya ye di ye no. Nya di ye no yen country Ghana for. Ye ma ye nyina ye hu accountability hu hia. Se na bi oti na bi na di obuo be ma omo aya mo mutumi se omo si ya nemu. No omo nye niema on our behalf. And intermediate near course of parliament, and I think that we need or require more than what went on today. And into any minority in Ghana for bebre ya adwen yen form committee na yen free finance minister non ko yen ma Ghana for so ekwanya say ye betimi atro your questions and now say be appear before the committee kra na so your questions via na ye bisa session na ye LGBTQ committee na ejuma no obi anya akwanya wo issue a obetimi atro akọ obetena say obe meet panel no na ya bisa won semsem na on keka e very very key. Because our COVID-19 sika we sika mu edu 19 billion. Very very important. Meaning and that discrepancies be brave. Ye hu nyon ka no kra kire. And anything hu hia say ye be friends na be obetreche mu ye no. Because unim man penny say 17 billion. Finance minister say 19 billion. Ye say ye de 12 billion akwakoya de 7 billion na wenfa. Ne ka ye no. Esisi ye hu because and you see nisika you pese ye kwakọ bobusa bi 1 billion e wo abonten so and your economy no achia niema nkoye hwese na fuel prices e ko ende And here was 7 million say eti baby a very very important. Say ye ba we akofa 7 billion no. Na ya de ba be so ya se. Say na be ya at least ye ho be henhan yen kakra because a hadwen minua a hadwen na anu ya obeka ya GPRC you 4% o mo increase first. So your disposable income sika ye di kofie no minua eso wote. Niama ye tumi ye ni ntumi ye nda bio. Nkola school fees kwa akoye asem akoye dadwen obetua rent ende akoye dadwen obetua utilities akoye dadwen san niama we nyina TNT obekọ abeba obekọ gina pump o to fuel obe na no na meni obi nam e not or ma 100 Ghana say or to fuel minua enu 2 gallons or share pump place we bu wi no say we bu wi. So that is where we are heading towards. And you're very, very worrying. And it is a 7 billion work COVID-19. Sika nanses and war. Mean you a say a befadia bebe soya say 7 billion and yes kaketwa. A beb boy and bebre, a beb boy and bebre, a beb boy and wokona so not so bebre. Ama ye wan high kakra. And in the best near womb no pano, yem be breaking it down my.
Said in the course of parliament in the first place because they said about quite none who crumple will be here say call for this accountability.
Won't say, and then I make us say, Meno, not the way I know more finance minister say bra no be in Semano. Now me I didn't have beliefs that we're going to get actual answers to the questions I Ghana for in our war. So because we had a lot of questions. You started say a pray for accountability for COVID-19 sika we mean you yende. Na ende ye ba na nke say ye ba ni yi say ye friend na na ba tenase say na be a questions I want unlimited questions where we enye one day near dey say ababa je on atoto na we bisa one question say obetime bisa question ba ko pe only follow up question obey den we nya your friend say answers to the questions awo because at times no obisa question na a demanding follow up question because of the answer or the bema. As I'm bisa question, as me nya kwa bisa question biwa. Me bisa beka say question na obisa na ma answer ne da. Me statement in the kind no. Obe no answer with another question. Ne just say ya bo asem negu. Ye ma answers to the question kra. And internet besre ye speaker. Say Ghana fu nya say ye benya ye ho ntiase e wo nema bebre ko ye nim. A single cedi ye spend ye no ye besre. So say ye be catch ne ye untumi nkan kire say ye the 400 million ekoto PPs and sa PPE be ne ekoto ye ne ma be ne ekoto ye ne dodo ye sen ye de ma hwan ye che ma hwan no ehu ya hwan ne ekoto ye hwan ne die ni me ekoto ye.
All right,
so very key
I feel quite uncommon be chance na ya refresh ye ho kakra. The number Ghana for do na anticipate this account say be ba audio be a leak here from MPP. One of their parliamentary candidates in one of the northern regions, our revised regional vice chairperson. Now what Sika on Sika MPP regional executives as so Inyaye. Pepachi yentiene no kakra. Ya refresh on once I demand for accountability.
The COVID fund came. I was given 50,000. My quota was 50,000 as a regional second vice. Then, who doubles as a parliamentary candidate for Sanargu? I had another 50,000 cedis, making it 100,000. Then the constituency were given, is it 200,000 or so? I can't remember. So I called for, and MCU was given 30,000. I can't remember. Then Chama was giving 20,000, and I think the other executives did 10,000, or was it Chama was giving 10,000? But I can't remember. So I called them to a meeting. I called the constituency executive to a meeting, and I told them that fine for me, I am going to add all the 100,000 that I am entitled to the constituency. Listen, I am handing over all my 100,000 to the constituency money. I didn't ask any executive to add his money to what I was going to give to the women. I handed over the forms and everybody to the team, and we went round and we did the disbursement. The next step was, I have taken police station executives' money and I want to spend that money. My 100,000, not even one that I filled for somebody in my house, not even one that I filled for a member of my team. Secretary, Karamba, Polo, chairman, they were in charge. After that, the form and everything was not given to me. They sent it straight to regional secretary, and regional secretary sent it to Accra directly. So my brothers, where did I spend the money? When I even added everything, not even a peso I took from it. What kind of propaganda is this? What kind of propaganda is this? So please, let's learn to tell each other the truth. You may not like me, but when you are talking about the things I have done, talk about the truth. If you respond with lies, I will come back and counter, because I will not keep quiet. It is only a dead body that you can lie on. I will not keep quiet to say that, oh, a leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader there, you don't have to talk. A leader, you don't have to talk, and somebody is always destroying you. I will talk. I will talk and I explain to the level-headed people on the platform.
I don't know, on the platform, setting the record straight, accounting to the people, or do work on baby a scan free buy any baby a scan coy. And no, the question they be saying was say, Mammy, him say baby a scan we coin. Ghana, bed it me a track a crown who says, he can't move your hin a call this side and we did a call this side. Another issue. Mammy, Emma, a citizen, so a baby citizen.
I am not doing.
Where done you good mouth.
Na
Miakasa Krami Casamity.
Na intuitive na sure for him be one phantom.
Okay. First of all, and then before finance minister Bibua Contano, now what was your expectation? Now after account of the Okoma Parliament and so, how do you rate this account render before Parliament?
I'm there for some time now. My academy may lose hope. I wasn't expecting anything. The truth of the matter is I'm not really expecting anything. This government has shown most of the ministers and they've shown that they don't care. They've set a particular agenda. Yeah, one day I cry I'm over here and over here. So for me personally, I wasn't really expecting anything beyond what has been done. And the truth is that what could that finance minister done anyway? He couldn't have given those minute expenditure that our parliamentarians were expecting. No, that is not done by the finance minister. Because you see, and I'll say this on record, NDC MPs are all parliaments. They are part of the problem we have.
How?
They are really part of the biggest problem we have. Any expenditure that the finance minister will make, any public expenditure, it is approved by Parliament. That is why there is an appropriation act and all those things. So before these expenses are finance minister it means they took it to Parliament for appropriation. And was approved by these same ministers, MPs. And what can they should bring what was their own checks are all year there appropriation now yama wa approving. Is it the same thing that has been spent on? Because all those things comes under the broad headlines. It's first what about budget are in the broad headlines and then later what about the details, which is the appropriation. You would have seen the fine details versus the broad headlines. It is a finance minister, broad headlines in Ukraine. You would have seen which part it falls under. And then you can make your submission based on it. But then, it's in Yama, sometimes I turn around and I'm like, some of these people, I feel they are doing it in circles. So my one of my biggest problem is the minority MPs. From day one, when they did vetting to date, I've always had a problem with them. Number two, I did cross America. I'll blame them. In the session, finance minister Obekeng Assembly, and the kind of follow-up comments I will make here. It was clear that there was an agenda they went into to do, because all of them spoke about further and better particulars and setting up an ad hoc committee. Then it means there was a problem. It means they knew that the finance minister was coming under those borderlines. So if you knew all these things, meanwhile, there are things that were in the public domain. The finance minister had already thrown an amount that they had received from the World Bank. And my World Bank director about the bank there, they received 450 million instead of, I think, 150 million or so that will come out. 130 million. Is that what the finance minister gave account on? So if you look at the follow-up comments, I was expecting that some of these concrete things could have been said. Because if you look at the first speaker, Ato Force in the comment to make it about the COVID-19 fund and all those things. COVID-19 fund. The same statement that has been sent to them, and I'm sure the statement got to them before the minister read it. They have seen in there that he has said that is not part of it. He has stated. Everyone can answer. So if you want to talk about it, you say that, well, I don't understand why you will state that is not part. You don't say it is conspicuously missing. He indicated that it's not part. He is not going to account for it. So you don't go saying that it is missing. You say, well, you indicated this, but I don't understand why you are not treating it under public fund. And that is what Haruna was drawing attention to. That you can't explain that is not part of public fund. So I'm saying that some of our MPs, the kind of questions and the kind of things they throw, a Chinanu comment was being used against him when he was talking about consistency of the minister. Meanwhile, we are seeing inconsistencies. So what consistency was he talking about? The same finance minister sent a mid-year budget review where he showed two different tables of monies received. The second table, the first table is what he presented to. The second table that showed money received from Korea, money received from Germany, and some other places, which was about 6.2 billion. It is missing in this one. And you are talking about this man is being consistent. How consistent was he? How consistent? So I was a bit surprised when I saw these things. Ad hoc committee, me Onkosiaga. I'm happy that the speaker didn't say they should set up another committee which will even bring another cost to us. Even though health committee in what now still about the cost by bringing. But at least these are committees that I've already instituted. I hope that they can do. But me don't Onkosiaga. Obechad namo. Some of the things are minister okay. I mean, one of the two things na me pay the me na me can want one on the hot meals. Ezibana was serving 2.7 million people in Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi, and part of during lockdown. It's at some point the further okay, part of so a central region to that form. 2.7 million people. Unto amena wo yetaha na George IC Nadmo.
Yeah.
Obaka 3 billion a day or 300,000 a day, Mano Assembly
2 million a day.
A day. And Obaka they've served about 400,000 people. Yeah. See, so I'm here now 400,000, you could do some 2.7 million. I mean, I'm not sure whether the 2.7 million people no minim sense some African. But if we are even serving 2.7 million people in Accra, Kumasi, and Kaswa, the recent population census that was done. And let's look at which kind of people fall under, because when one child mobile, whatever certain people are one war and which those things. Those who were on the streets and those things. Let's go. Let's go and find out the number of people who fall under these categories. Individuals and other civil society organizations also joined in sharing of the food. Which one? Not Modia and Wasegu, a care track here. Watch and by
graphiconline.com. This was published on April 13, 2020 by graphic.com. I say COVID-19 hot meals costing 2 million Ghana cedis per day. NADMO reveals. Now read this story now. I say government is spending 2 million Ghana cedis a day on the hot meals being provided for Ghanaians in lockdown areas in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. The communication director of the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has revealed. According to him, the state spends 5 Ghana cedis on each pack of food to feed over 400,000 under the social intervention program. This was lockdown, and we know the number of people that we were feeding them.
Now, lockdown here, how many weeks?
Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks. Now you feed how many people a day?
400,000 and you feed you almost.
A day.
A day.
It's 400,000 by 2
so
weeks.
So it means government, you know.
It's like you see the inconsistencies I'm talking about.
Yes, I will feed which now.
So you see the inconsistencies I'm talking about. We should not even say that they are being consistent. The other one is free water and electricity. Free water and electricity, we have spent 143 million Ghana cedis on free water and electricity. Unto CCIM, Yanko GRA. In fact, there are so many companies that will be hot when we go to GRA. Because even there is another 1.9 billion you're spending on PPEs. And PPEs, what should our the medical equipment account? Because
the finance minister, the flies,
you understand? What should our the medical equipment, no the treatment, so but share the same line. You understand? So that it makes it transportation. So that it makes it difficult to segregate. And PPEs, they are the companies that they give money to. All of them. GRA, they wait your what taxes are.
If you permit me not to cut you.
Sure.
Yeah. This is even the more reason why I'm part of those who are agreeing for us to have a committee like the your friend is saying
ad hoc committee.
No, like public accounts committee. Also, they sit in for the full view of the public. And in the time I shall be able to questions now. You're very important. Near my year catch only say omo man soon be private tankers in near ma omo man soon because as we speak and they into omokai. And Sika Moka say almost penny in that particular area, no Sika no confirm ho. Because there are a lot of places are ensure Ghana water into ho. So if you give water and these people are today crying, say up to today, yentuo mokaya, where and how was the money disbursed? Why won't you acquire? And into when you say a dear mutano, now ye itemizing Nemano. There are a lot of people who will come to that particular committee to say they've not been paid. And now your friend MMDAs now, who say on books will never tally with that of the finance ministry or the Beba. That is where we will know.
Then let's wait and see how things will unfold itself.
Yeah.
But to wrap up.
Another funny one. Busing of health workers. 2 million Ghana cedis.
Ayalulu.
2 million Ghana cedis. The miscarriage of the man, a health workers can come and show the obobo. I mean, yeah, health workers. Ejumosuna amaye ina nechi. That's I'm sure that what's the man say me there. They said that they spent 2 million Ghana cedis.
Ewo Accra ha ene Kumasi.
To bus our health workers are. I mean, how do you think? You see, this is the reason why, and then will be some there. Why is it that I say be a patriotic? Some of these things, how can I be patriotic? If you there a woman now for the tempe fra, that is sika yel swing gua. How does one become nationalistic anymore or patriotic anymore? Because how do you see the line? Inje obi beji na waba tena wodo. So it becomes so annoying and it's not funny. And I didn't tell me, you see, my only reason why I feel like when we create another committee, it becomes unbinding. If we create another committee outside of the established one, it becomes unbinding. Whatever they do, no, on cash rate. Because in the end, whatever submit, they have to take it to this, or Uncle Siaga. So for me, I'm very sure in the wisdom of the speaker. Oh, there no. I mean, if the established committees work on it, now what the reports in about plenary, it rather helps than they ever set up another other committee. I mean, it might not become any binding for all of us. So I hope and pray that we can get some better and further particulars. Omama Ghana fuyenya abutoyem. But no quarrel woman, me peda me catch Ghana fuyende. Abutoyem dienya because it can.
Ashe. Mr. Dan Osabute.
Ami.
Apomie.
Yankopo adom.
Umora was ready.
Oh, I was so kakra.
Pacho, baby, and kind messages now for me engaging. Yet the other say director Sam. The finance minister is playing with the minds of Ghanaians by trying to explain money that they have still to be money spent directly and indirectly. We see, for your information, all the COVID funds are all spent directly by the ministry. So please tell the minister to spend directly. It is on security medical information or what Isaac can do with Yaba. We say from Koblevi Pukwase, Benghazi, or say if the big men can chop cathedral money, how much more state money? That's why they have chopped all the money they borrowed, and they are forcing us to pay e-levy plus high prices of food, lorry fare, and fuel. President Akufo-Addo don't care about Ghanaians anymore because he has got the money he wanted. We should about say good. I say these are the people causing financial loss to Ghana: Nanado, Kojo Oponkroma, Road and Transport Minister, and finally Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. You know what about say? God punished Nanado's government for being incompetent. We see Musa Abato Kumase Asawasi no de about say. Nothing will change Akufo-Addo's mind. It's unethical to use taxpayers' money for which they have no hospital bed, poor roads network, basic necessity is very difficult to come by. In fact, we cannot raise 3 square meals a day. Hence, what is the point of building cathedral at all costs when your people are suffering? It appears someone is making ungodly money out of that. That's why they are bent on making it happen by hook or crook. Greetings to incoming Ashanti Regional Chairman, Lawyer Evans Amankwa. West Boss, please note that the speaker said what the minister gave is a statement and not an account. Yenya Isaac Difinungwa. We see for my answer is no, big no, for the question you asked. Let me say whether we are interested, we are satisfied with the finance minister explanation or say big no. We see we are here when the president announced that we benefited from water and electricity, but the information minister clearly told us it is not for free. We see because Nanado knew what he wanted to do, that's why he changed the Electoral Commission boss and the Supreme Court judges. John Mahama will surely come with his EC boss and Supreme Court judges as well. We see, these are the people causing financial loss to the state. Okay, my kind of message we see God to punish government for incompetent Makai. We do that, but say good evening. I'm Michael from Amanyosem. This Akufo-Addo is the worst administration. Administration is the worst administration in the history of Ghana, or in the history of this country called Ghana. We will rise one day, and no one can stop us. We say good evening. The government cannot tell us that they use such a huge amount for PPE. They are only taking us for granted. My name is Christopher J. Edifri Kwashibu, and Odiwe Diaba. We see this is Hansen inside Ningo Pram Pram. Or say the account is not detailed at all. My boss, this is not accountability. I knew it was going to be poor account, but not to this extent. The money they use is quarter of what they have used. This Akufo-Addo-led government has failed Ghanaians. Greetings to my father, Nene Aziza, the third of Ashaman, official town. Wesi Sam, good evening. The Minister of Finance says monies the people, or monies people and SMEs, number one. A share to the MPP party members. I registered for the CAP. I didn't get the money. Samu, you should drop that list, or you should drop that list. MPP, your buttons are open. Dan Edifra Sharman or de Abba. Wesi Kojo Empty, no. Watching you live from Terman. Or say it's obvious that the COVID-19 fund was squandered by the selfish government in power. I'm so not surprised the finance minister couldn't give any tangible reason for COVID-19 expenditure. Wesi, good evening, Mr. Sami. We are not satisfied of the finance minister account. You have to come again to come and break it down to civilians so that we understand ourselves ourselves. We are pleading with them. Ishmael Edifri Kumasi no Diaba. We say my name is Sani Abacha from Kumasi, Kenya. I say Abirim. We say this MPP government is a failure. If we give them 100 years, they cannot fix this country, Ghana. We say I have told you, Mr. Host, that Ghana doesn't need parliament. We should use Council of Chiefs instead of parliament, where the same people who engage businesses of parliament are the same members of the so-called committee fishing out bad guys of 8 members. Isaac in the Diaba. We say, Ghana, we need Jesus. Even there are using God's name to lie. Or say mercy, mercy, mercy. Oh Lord, have mercy. Yenyak ba Kate, Edifri Lashbi, and de Abba. We say, hi, Hunter, please. Correct your panelist by telling him that everything COVID was done by using EI, executive instrument, which does not appear in the budget as a normal expenditure from SK, Sunyani, and Odiwe Abba. We say good evening to you and your panelist, Mr. Host. This government and its ministers are not fit for the job. As finance minister, come and account to us the money you have spent so far spent, that one also become a big deal. Or say, we have the men, we have a men, and they have nothing good for Ghanaians. Let us come together and send this big elephant into the bush coming December 2024. That's where they belong to. Yenu answer do ade abade. Mr. Sabute. Muna muni misikasemu. Yera kenofriata. Answer beko kubwa kontane na the expectation better na wo na wo hwe ni mu de afri nkuntabu no. Na nkuntabu ya do koto parliament ya yidi hu nkomo yi. Se na wa assess no.
Yo Sami we de medase mechia ahwefo mo hwe original TV anyumre. We de sorry say me ba in late.
No problem.
The free program bi ase. Sami in the first place no na ye ngongo kakra say o share accountability ay nyina ye bohu de wo say adwuma bia de be show nsam no say otumi bu ehu akunta ema omo odi say adwuma no show nsam okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 2 na you say every steward no one thing I say you require from you is for you to be faithful. Faithful ube no kwafo. Na say ube no kwafo transparency is very important. Say me ma CD my use CD no. And I said, see now the man no, my use sample akase. And I was surprised why it took the finance minister, Emre say, and son, I look around with traitor speaker Eddie Bay say, wow, me buhu akunta, and you forget all the BB bar, you
don't do any business with your ministry.
Aha. Into your home monona and shedda and ye at the papa. Let's just say, and ye speaker ne bar outer, say you and can ne ye in Tienia or parliament, no. Going forward, and I think that we have to be very proactive. Once I'm Crawford, I contribute to na almost share who can say scanner my enemy amanyama de buy no you soon the same. I mean we should be ready to do that. And no shouldn't be a problem at all. We say na me share quite saying. So I mean to be very honest, me share quite say anka finance minister obeche say sky nya yi we echo say danka nya item by item me share that NTA na but from what you just explained, no, I don't think there's an echo, no. They just sum everything up and I just
sum up.
And we say definitely the suspicion will still be there looking at the circumstances even surrounding the way or no edical parliament. But you see, say about the audit worker, only word against what the public is also saying. But in every audit, you should be able to support figures now all day ban with enough documents and I say evidence. Say okoto bibia say oje receipt. By matumi can say yeni na mo spend there no and a receipt. Say bia transportation, say bia receipt in them eduane nuane ni amaniama. Inti niama di bi ohodia you cannot hold them say produce with visa. But whatever it is, a human institution. Inti me share kwan say ye betumi edi enai esiho. Ma yaka say ni say ena ye diska no ye senior speaker can say be here say benya committee or more parliament meaning say audit services so mu ye dwuma bi sa so ti ase and yes idea e continuous we don't see why government should spend so much on transportation identity say buying spending it identity the end of fine. Yes, spending say what is it that I mean? Do we have something to show? Say yes, spending because initially you can say you feed 450,000 in Crawford. Or Greater Accra, Greater Kumasi, name say Kaswa. But he say it is 2.7 million, and I said 2.4 million.
2.74.
2.74. Into within that period, no, then see. So I'm sure say be here better explanation too. Nyama and I no, but if you just channel the huge figures, people will definitely contest it. Nyama cannot hear. And I think I'm tempted to go by near Speaker Esa yesterday. I don't think it would be ideal say for me another committee now mba share more yedi sa adwuma no ya mandate omo so omo hwe no. I mean we should trust them so that they can do a very good job na omo nkoso nye. But it's a COVID-19 issue in here, and yet I don't think so. Be watch now because people are not so satisfied. Why it took the government this time? I mean, what 2 years and I said bisa sana yet to be bisa. So I say, and now near second vice chair na obeka. I'm say yeah allegation be and answer mu accused of something, and so you know. And I know I've got COVID-19 issue abayi. Enti same me nkasa bebre. Nyame kan say we here say aban ebe explain nyama better.
Mente bibia se. E wo ha se we are finance minister.
Yeah.
Eye ni nsem o kan no. O ka bibi wo say I wish to dispel the notion that there have been inconsistency in government data on COVID-19. His Excellency the President intimated during that's the State of the Nation's address on 30th March 2022 that we have mobilized about 17.7 billion Ghana cedis. The mean to say mobilize, but oko graphiconline.com. I'll be YouTube now search it. With the onyabo government spent 17.7 billion Ghana cedis on COVID. Obo YouTube video by Babu president kasa. Omampeni State of the Nation's address on the 30th March afino. Okay, emphatically and a graphic online.com published on the same day, that's 30th March 2022. Now, President Asamba Kokano say, in all, data from the Finance Ministry tells us that an amount of 17.7 billion Ghana cedis into brackets or 4.6% of GDP has been spent in containing the pandemic since 2020. So the president was emphatic, say, this 17.7 billion Ghana cedis, money spent. But the finance minister is telling us today, say, mobilize money. I don't really get it.
Sami, to me, mobilize. I spending in and as about me, mobilize. I spending less. About me, mobilize.
Mobilization in the same.
That is all boa scanner.
So mobilization and spent is not the same thing.
They are not the same. No, they're the same thing.
Okay.
And I make her say, you are mobilizing. But me, I spending in into your can so more mobilize 17.7 and I'm spending 17.7 now. And you know, but so can say one mobilize say now one check amount I was spending out of the mobilization. Then in maybe some question. You make a note here. And now I say we're spending less than what you have mobilized. Say we are 17.7, no, we're spending about 15.7. Let's just say 2 billion.
I think the major issue here is that the finance minister preempted that there is no inconsistency. The president as some more there is no inconsistency.
So Obama set a record in the street.
You understand?
Finance minister.
And he had to preempt that because already the president came to the same parliament on 30th of March to come and state how much they've spent. And this finance minister, Yimede, Honorable Abakade, they've spent less than 17.7 billion. Inti, he had to preempt and say that when government was talking about they've spent, it is rather what they mobilized and not what they've spent. And he's saying that the president said they mobilized, but that is not true.
But that even shows inconsistency.
Yes, and you see, only there at the margin inconsistent, until he had to preempt it. And I felt that if you are preempting something, you will be truthful to Ghanaians enough to say that, well, what the president said is actually monies that you have mobilized and not what money you have spent. So the president did not give an accurate, but
you see, anyway, that is not even, and your own but Omia is even in addition.
Yeah, but Omia also
so
say
statement now one because all the two.
No, but Omia didn't say it in parliament.
Oh no,
yes. So for me, the issue is
the head of economic management team.
The issue is that in the hazard, it's public records, and we expect that at least that place is house of records.
Even in parliament, se mampeni ko kasa 17 point. Uko budget ni ma 19.3 billion. In the budget, that was read on behalf of the president. 19.3 billion.
Yes.
That is what is in the budget.
Yes, but that is what they said they will mobilize. It wasn't expenditure.
No, like they were going to spend.
This was programmed. That was the programmed.
But Mampeni Kase Oma mobilize 17. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yes. Okay, so then that also becomes another inconsistency.
Yes.
So if truly, so what you are saying is, if truly it was about mobilization, then it is even inconsistent with your 19 that you said you have mobilized.
You see, that is inconsistencies everywhere. Everybody. the 3 people in charge. So even say the one in charge of the economy, ankasapo everything wrong. In addition to Mampeni, Yankasa to Abamano. Any finance minister, what's happening? Yeah, they are doing their grow.
The president presented wrong data.
I think say for me, I think say a deliberate. So if we let's get them more confused and then we just walk away.
Okay. I make a message in a fair to us on the second part. You know, there was Jan from Sunyano say, in fact, I'm highly disappointed with the finance minister's submission today. We say I salute my lecturer, Mr. Daniel Sabute. Dan Ashaman was 2012 to 2015 batch until Obaba Kosho. We say good evening, Sami. I'm a frane electricals. Pakoso Estate Kumasi. We say I'm really amazed as to how some hospitals and clinics are doing business with the COVID-19 vaccination card. So, is the vaccination a myth or reality? Oh, Ghana, when? And I will be said, panel comfort as well. And comfort as well, panel.
People are not.
We see, if the taxpayers are against this useless cathedral, what is Nanado's business building it? Is it not in the Bible that the voice of the people is the voice of God? Since the people are against it, God is also against it. Nanado should listen to common sense. We say, my name is Ja, or say, may Ja bless you for all the good work you are doing. I hope no one attack you because that is what usually happens. It's my prayer that politicians shouldn't bend Ghana. We say it's very sad. I'm disappointed in some of the leaders of Ghana now. May God help us, Isaac. We say good evening, Mr. Hunter. This MPP, the Enyakufu MPP new. We say, my jai this MPP why? Kra Selina Edifria Masaba no diaba. We say Kweku from Medina. We say Akufo-Addo's government can only be remembered for looting and mishap of the nation's resources. Dr. Baba Zamu, Master Planner, Junior, Kintampono Duwe Free Ede Aba. Will say it is clear that this government has spent the COVID-19 monies very well. We thank Honorable Ken Oforiatta for making things clear to Ghanaians. Let us trust the MPP because that is the only source of hope. NDC is never an alternative. You know, also different class that about say. We are Kassan from Kumasi. Was it good evening? Medinia Hunto, nya auto, Hunto. The people of Ghana were expecting the breakdown of the monies one by one on the items by finance minister. He always in white like angel, but also tell lies. We say hello, Sammy. We say please, I just love your program. That's it. Keep on watching. We say I don't sleep early because of this program. I say I'm Veronica Dudua and also the way every ever. That's papa, mame. Kassan from Kumasi was say God was good evening. I want to my account message, you know. So what's I repeating the same message? Now let's move to another issue. Last week, na Parliament expected Finance Minister saw my account or OBD Parliament. You know. The ministry presented a loan facility, a 1 billion loan facility.
Oh, you are moving to
another issue.
Just a quick thing before we move. The majority leader said something which was very emphatic. One of the things he said in there, the reason why finance minister will not be in a position to account for the minute aspect of the expenses in there, some of the money that they gave out, Obiamba accounted to, including money. Each of the 275 parliamentarians. Yes, majority leader, okay. Honorable Oseche Mensabunsu. In his comment, he mentioned that each member of parliament have received money that they've not come back to account for it. So how can the finance minister account?
You see, I agree with him. That is why, no, seriously.
So this is why I'm complaining that these are members of parliament. They are part of our problem.
No, you see, I agree. ma yen set up committee no. Okay. Committee no say finance minister ko ho a ombobo obia a yede ade no e man is kabi. Sir.
I think so you should give a very comprehensive report.
That is what we are looking for. That is simply what we are looking for. Everybody whose name is found in that particular report will come and account for it. So whether we are president, we are former president, or we are MP, or we are minister, or we are whatever, we are even we are a smart crowd minister, and they say this come out because of COVID-19, you must come and account for it. So in a young Ghana will have the benefit of listening to Yankasa, Nanko will be a becachero. What you say in that particular regard, I appreciate
all these COVID tracker, all the things that we did, which we never mentioned it.
Even musicians, I do baby.
So like I say, we are waiting for the better and further.
Very key, very key.
Majority leader Kasa, you are like, let's just say over there, no. Or more Mujiji scanner or more accounting for. They should have created them.
So what happened to our digitalization?
What are they doing?
Digital drive. So at the end of the day, they have to bring the physical papers. Receipt in the physical. And the government give mix. What is it?
It's because we are not telling the truth. It's because we or circumvent. Everybody wants to circumvent. And then in order for us to hold our people accountable, because it's our money. Okay. We are going to pay for it.
Okay.
And then to be a kobo man, brand account.
Okay. Then you have Veronica from Dodowa. Or say, please, I want to marry you. Yeah, mema phone wa. We can choose your choice.
One body there.
Mema 9.
One body there.
Oh, na send message to me by akoma.
Send your body. Any body there.
Remember 9 me who the opposite or necessarily a prospectus for your list in the month is here because the list will be a few bro.